Duke. And it is good. That's Duke defense at its best. Running, doing what he does best. You can never leave him alone. Today, the Georgetown Hoyas will try to take down the #1 team in the country, Duke, next on CBS. We're in the midst of our 25th annual Road to the Final Four, and this afternoon we make a stop in the nation's capital. The Blue Devils of Duke against the Hoyas of Georgetown. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Billy Packer. We welcome you. In its 101 years of basketball, the Blue Devils have never before won their first 18 games. They've got a chance today, and they've got 2 first-team All-Americans to help them along.
Well, Vern, very seldom do you have a team with 2 first-team All-Americans, particularly in this day and age that they're both seniors. And also, they work in different parts of the game. You've got J.J. Redick from the outside, Sheldon Williams from the inside. Let's take a look at how hard Redick works to get his shot. And when you're a defensive man assigned to guard him, look at what he does to you in terms of movement and fighting over screens, never knowing when he'll finally pull up and take that jump shot. This is one possession. It's like a marathon race, and that defender eventually gets picked off. Redick squares up and hits that jump shot.
And Duke, Billy, also has a really good freshman class.
Although Josh McRoberts is not starting in this ball game, he'll be very important to the Duke Blue Devils today. And Paulus is leading the ACC in assists. Say no more.
For the Hoyas of Georgetown, a 7'2" center, Roy Hibbert.
He's worked so hard in the offseason to make a physical presence on the inside. Right now can make the claim as one of the top big men in the Big East. And in Brandon Bowman, you've got a forward who had an outstanding game here 2 years ago against Duke. He'll cause a lot of problems today.
Billy, it's time now for our singular Raising the Bar game analysis.
Well, one of the things that when you're playing against Duke and they're used to it is the bullseye syndrome. They're #1 for the 13th season under Mike Krzyzewski. They know what it's like. The Blue Devils senior leaders, they're scoring 75% of the points, 58% of the rebounds. It's great to have senior leadership like that. And Hibbert today is going to have the role of keeping Williams occupied on both ends of the floor. He must do it for Georgetown to prevail.
A crowd of 20,000 expected in the MCI Center. Tip coming up.
CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by Singular, Raising the Bar, Chevrolet, an American Revolution, and by Budweiser Select. Finally, bold taste meets a clean finish. Expect everything.
Head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, Mike Krzyzewski, 26th season. And a record of 665, 187. Williams, Belchione, the second game in a row. Dockery, Redick, and the freshman Greg Paulus. John Thompson III in his second season as head coach at Georgetown. His starting 5, we talked about Roy Hibbert and Brandon Bowman. Also Jeff Green, Ashanti Cook, and Jonathan Wallace. This game is brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile media. The officiating crew, Les Jones, James Burr, and Joe Lindsay. 11th meeting between these two. The series tied at 5-5. Jonathan Wallace, #2, has the ball for the Hoyas. There's Ashanti Cook, the high screen. Split the screen, kick it outside. That's for 3 off the mark. Put back no good. Hibbert for 2.
Vern, we talked about Hibbert keeping everybody occupied down and low. Great split of the hedge move defensively by Duke.
First turnover of the game. This is a team that does not turn it over all that much, 15 per game, but they force 20. That's where they have a decided advantage.
Well, they've forced their opponents to have 113 more turnovers and assists. That's rather incredible. But they are not a good rebounding team. Actually get out-rebounded by their opponents. That's where they make up those possessions.
Here's Jeff Green, last year's co-Big East Freshman of the Year. I shared that with Rudy Gay, number 32. Now Bowman.
Nice decision by Bowman not to throw that ball in traffic.
Hibbert out on the perimeter. 5 on the shot clock. Penetration off the glass, no. Rebound in the hands of Sheldon Williams. Here comes Duke. Greg Paulus, the freshman. Dockery has averaged almost 11 points per game in the last 11 games.
Dockery was looking for Williams breaking down inside, but Williams a little late getting there.
No call on the contact. Jeff Green on Paulus. Back outside, Melchione.
Nice check by Green.
Redick with the dish to Sheldon Williams. Not there because Hibbert was a presence.
He really was a presence. Altered the shot, although he did not make the block.
There's a Duke recovery. They come in transition 3-on-3. Under the rim. Hibbert has it for the Hoyas.
Bowman on the block. Did a nice job trailing Dockery, knowing he can't outrun him. Stayed behind him and timed the block perfectly.
Well, only 2 minutes played, but an encouraging 2 minutes for Georgetown. There's Jeff Green. He's picked up by Paulus.
On the switch, Paulus giving up a lot of space. Green goes inside. Good idea. Vern, let me put in perspective Georgetown. They've played 6 games on the road this year in which they're 3-3. They beat Oregon, they beat UTEP, they beat St. John's. They lost to Connecticut, West Virginia, and Illinois, but so would everybody else.
Yes.
But they only lost to Connecticut by 7, West Virginia by 7, and Illinois by 10. So that ought to put in perspective, this is a tough out team right here.
For the first time in years, they opened their season with 2 games on the road, won them both. Another turnover.
Backdoor cut available that time. Miscommunication by Bowman and Green on the wing.
Opening 2.5 minutes, a 2-0 Georgetown lead. These two teams played here almost 2 years ago to the day, and that was a convincing Duke victory by 19 points.
This is the matchup that's the key to the ball game.
Williams short.
Hibbert did a great job forcing. Williams' foot was out of bounds even though he recovered the ball. But a good job by Hibbert to go ahead and force Williams to go a little further away from the basket than he'd like. And there was that foot out of bounds, so Williams doesn't get the timeout possession.
Nearing 3 minutes played in the opening moments of the ball game.
Hibbert doing a pretty nice job handling the ball.
Back outside, Jonathan Wallace. Harassed by Greg Paulus. Underneath for 2. Brandon Bowman.
Right now, you see a tempo in this ball game based on watching Georgetown practice yesterday. They are doing everything they worked on. Their defensive strategy is right there. Their offensive movement without the ball is there. And Hibbert handling the ball outside has been effective.
Redick can't get loose. Great defense. Yes, indeed.
And a great block out, Hibbert on Williams.
Ashante Cook on Redick. Duke 0 for 4 to start the game. They trail by 4. Here's Hibbert. Goes baseline, too strong. Loose ball picked up by Paulus. This team is very good in transition. Paulus penetrates, comes back, and they'll go with a half-court set. Off the curl, here's Redick. The switch on him, Melchione.
Big shot, had a big size advantage on Cook, who got caught on the screen that time. And when he picked up Melchione as opposed to having Redick, he gave up too much size.
Lee Melchione started the first game of the year, then came off the bench for 14 straight. That's a play we saw them work on all day yesterday.
Well, a page out of Pete Carell and the time that Coach Thompson spent at Princeton. The backdoor cuts, beautiful pass, bounce pass, easy to receive.
John Thompson III graduated from Princeton, was the head coach there, also an assistant under Pete Carell. And here's Greg Paulus for 2.
Wallace cannot afford to allow Paulus to break him down off the dribble that easily. It'll allow for Williams to get some shots when Hibbert has to come over to help.
Ashante Cook, number 0. He's guarded by Redick. And Paulus on the mismatch on Bowman.
job by Bowman in dribbling the ball low to the floor so the smaller man can't pick it off.
Hibbert calling for it. They get it to him outside. That's not his area. Entry pass. Jeff Green got it.
Well, Green last year, co-rookie of the year with Rudy Gay, so it tells you what kind of player he is. Right now, statistically, not playing quite as well, but has a lot of talent and size.
Melchione back outside to Paulus, and Jonathan Wallace with a little hand check. 14:41 to go in the opening half. Georgetown by 3.
Nobody has the hedge move better than Duke. You're going to watch. Normally, this is a double team where the dribbler gets caught out here. But watch the great crossover dribble by Cook and then the kick out that opens things up for Georgetown. Great crossover dribble, kick out, opportunity for a wide open shot. They worked on it yesterday very often in practice. There's Hibbert putting the shot back up. But what made it work is instead of getting caught in a double team by the guard and being forced to go wide, a terrific job by Cook with that crossover dribble right down the center. More young guys have to go ahead and implement that move if they're going to be successful against Duke. McRoberts in the ball game, more size for Duke.
He is the freshman from Carmel, Indiana. Started all but 3 games, and here's Reddick with his first 3.
Wallace having some problems defensively. Georgetown saw a little zone look there.
A little minimal half-court pressure supplied by Duke as they tied it up 8-8.
Be tough to press this team because of what the forwards can do ball handling, Vern. It's not just the guards that can bring it up the court. There's an example.
Bowman will go to the free throw line, a foul on Williams. And for Georgetown, Daryl Owens is also off the bench. He's their 6th man.
And here's what I was talking about. Forwards that can put the ball on the floor. Williams comes over and picks up a foul. Bowman and Green have excellent size from the forward position. Go back to that game in 04, which Duke won easily. They were winning at halftime 48-24, and for all intents and purposes, the game was over then. But Bowman played extremely well in that ball game. He was 8 for 18, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, played 37 minutes. So you had Cook and Owens who were in the backcourt, but started in the backcourt at that time, and Bowman having an outstanding game. So they played Duke here before.
Bowman gets 2. Georgetown back on top.
Zone pressure here.
Here's McRoberts, 6'10" freshman.
Big man to beat the press. McRoberts pretty good passer in the open court.
Now they put it in the hands of the freshman Greg Paulus out of Syracuse, New York. He has started all year.
It is man-to-man. They look like they're set up zone, but it's a man-to-man coverage.
Whoops. McRoberts. Williams, miscommunication.
Well, give Green some credit there. And you know what? Green is taller, I think, than Williams. And I was watching him at the center jump, and I honestly think he has a half-inch on him, so they're not giving up that much when they bring in Owens for Hibbert.
Yeah, they're both listed at 6'9", but I agree with you.
I think he's a little bigger.
Now he's got the ball in his hands, guarded by Sheldon Williams. Here's Jonathan Wallace. Corner jumper, got it for 3. Ashante Cook.
Well, you really can see right away the away games that Georgetown has played has really put them in good stead to take on a Duke. They are not in awe at all of this #1 ranked team.
McRoberts. Dishes, there's the double team on Sheldon Williams. Yep.
And steps because Green did a good job. Oh, there's a push that's going to overall the walk. Coach Thompson upset about it and probably should be.
Call made by Les Jones, who's getting an earful now from John Thompson.
Now Duke goes from being an extremely small lineup to the biggest lineup they can put on the floor. McRoberts, Melchione, and Williams.
Now Sheldon Williams, guarded by Green. Baseline, the help comes. The ball tipped, and a foul called on Duke. Melchione.
Now, how is Duke going to play against this much quicker team on the other end of the floor? McRoberts is going to have a tough matchup. It looks like he's going to be on Bowman. Bowman ought to take advantage of that.
Now Reddick comes out to pick up Wallace. There's the switch. Sheldon Williams gets back after the help. Bowman for three.
There's that combo. That's going to be a tough matchup for McRoberts.
In their win over North Carolina State the other night, a tough one, they limited the Wolfpack to 2 threes in 11 attempts. They are yielding only 26% for the season from beyond the arc. That's 2 now for Georgetown from three-point range. Loose ball. Paulus back, picks it up, over and back.
And I can tell by looking at Coach Krzyzewski and the Duke players that they realize right now, with only 8 minutes gone in this game, that they are up against an opponent that thinks they can beat them.
Thinking back, Billy, to 2 columns I read in a Raleigh newspaper earlier this week, asking the question, can this Duke team go undefeated this season? Mike Krzyzewski telling us yesterday that is the furthest thing from our minds.
And he said it's not even a goal that they have. And of course, this man sets a lot of goals. Backdoor cut again. And Duke probably cannot play this big team against Georgetown. They have terrible matchups defensively.
Here's Reddick. Georgetown by 10. Reddick. Defense is there. It's off the glass and good.
This may shock you, but I think that Duke is going to have to go to a zone to match up with this team.
Wow. There's the block by Melchione. No numbers. Paulus dishes to, nice play. Oh, that was great.
Nice catch.
Yes, indeed. And that's 4 quick points for the Blue Devils. Rejected by Williams.
Green's got to understand that's not where he needs to be.
Melchione. Jeff Green was there defensively.
Well, Melchione had to go ahead and move and to get that shot off using the rim to block Green. Did a nice job, couldn't convert.
Interesting start. Here's the way things stood at the Big East at the start of the day.
Well, West Virginia at UCLA out of conference. Look at this Syracuse down here at number 5. You know where the 3 teams they played in 7 days? How about that matchup? It's really something, talking about the strength of this conference from top to bottom. And when you start talking about the league, 4 teams are not even going to go to the Big East tournament. 4 pretty decent-looking clubs right there. So that this is going to be a very competitive league just to get into the Big East tournament, which is going to take 12 of the 16 teams this year to New York.
About a half an hour ago, we saw that St. John's had a huge lead at the half over undefeated Pittsburgh. Field goals, Duke 5 of 10, Georgetown 7 of 12 in the early going. Back outside to Reddick out of the timeout.
Well, they're back in the ball game with a nice rest and no fouls.
Guarded by Owens. Sheldon Williams, look how they come and help on him, and he gets it to fall.
Beautiful footwork on his part because he realized he was trapped and there was nothing available on the outlet. No double down that time.
Billy, that's 6 unanswered now for the Blue Devils to climb right back within 4. Oh, wow. They are really effective with these cuts.
Oh, the backdoor cuts are terrific. And we watched Georgetown what seemed like for hours yesterday working on it, and it probably was a good 35 minutes of practice time on that backdoor cut. Passing and catching.
Reddick, little floater in the lane, that's good.
Part of his game was not there 2 years ago. And I think from a defensive standpoint, you've got to protect against his jump shot, and he's taking advantage of it now, putting it on the floor.
J.J. Reddick, the number 3 scorer in college basketball, 26.5 average. He's got 7 in this game. There's another spot up 3 off the mark. And over the top, yes, foul is called.
I think they're just going to count it out of bounds.
Okay, Jesse Sapp. Here comes the freshman, Martinez Potsus from Lithuania.
Pretty good athlete, will not be stymied from an athletic standpoint in this ball game. So you see that Duke's going to that bench. Georgetown's been primarily a 6-man team, so they're going to have to go to the bench a little bit too to keep people fresh.
Jonathan Wallace is back on for Ashanti Cook now.
Really doubling up on Reddick.
There's that Pittsburgh-St. John score as Pittsburgh has fought back. They were down 31-19 at the half for St. John's in the Garden.
Hibbert again, not getting any help on doubling down, and still was able to do the job, moving Williams out about 2 feet more than he'd like to be for low post offensive moves.
There's Darrell Owens. Had 20 in the win over South Florida here on Wednesday. This Georgetown team. Bowman with the dish, and Williams is there to block it.
Really great job on Williams that time. He did not go for the block of the shot. He anticipated the pass. Wide open
for three. Good look.
Wide open. Wallace cannot afford to do that. You have got to find him as you cross half court. Even if you rush at him and make him put the ball on the floor, you can't give him the wide open jumper, and Coach Thompson doesn't like what he saw on that move.
Maybe the most basic truism in all of college basketball. Do not leave Reddick alone. 1-point game with 8:38 to go first half. Billy, let's take a look at Georgetown's inside play.
Well, very impressed so far. Hibbert's been able to go ahead and do a one-on-one job inside on Williams. There he is on the offensive end of the floor. There is a good job by Green going around Williams with his quickness. Good block by Bowman from the back. Hibbert picks it off. So far, they have done an excellent job negating Williams inside, keeping that young man out of foul trouble and rested.
Roy Hibbert played only 12 minutes the other night. It was a situation of matchup problems for Georgetown. And for the first time this year, the 7'2" sophomore was scoreless in that game.
Yeah, not much of a line for him. 0 for 4 from the floor. He played in the game only 12 minutes, as you mentioned. No points and 1 rebound. Not what you'd expect out of a guy that's developing into a real inside presence.
Mark Edgerson, another freshman, is on the floor now for Georgetown. So we've got Sapp, Jesse Sapp, a freshman from New York. And he will inbound the ball. Jonathan Wallace will take it. And Sean Dockery picks up Jonathan Wallace. Edgerson wearing number 34. He's got the ball now, gives it back. Owen. They work the perimeter. Owens off the front rim. Well, Duke has hit 8 of its last 10 shots to climb back within 1. They can reclaim the lead here.
Big screen, nice switch. Wow,
way
what a
outside.
Shot.
Hello.
What a shot on the switch against Green. You cannot afford to let Reddick get that shot. I haven't seen a team yet this year that's played him in a box and 1. Or a triangle or 2, or some junk defense to take that shot away from. There's another backdoor.
And there's Wallace, and he'll go to the line as Potsus picks up the foul. So the Hoyas back at the line. Time has been called.
Well, this is it now. Everybody get down. This is all I can take. This is how a heart breaks. You take a hit now. You're feeling break down. You stay wide awake. This is how a heart breaks.
Tied at 22. Duke hitting 60%. And both teams effective, Billy, so far from outside.
They have, Vern, but see this stat right here? 0 for 0. 7:47 left in this half. Duke has not shot a foul shot. Now, that is very critical for this team for the simple reason that they are unbelievable. For 8 times, they have actually made more 8 seasons, they've made more free throws than their opponents have taken. This year, they're plus 68 in that category. Today, after 13 minutes almost, they have not been to the line. Terrific job by Georgetown. That's a critical part of Duke's offense. They are not getting to the line.
Jonathan Wallace completes the 3-point effort.
Zone now by Georgetown. They showed some looks like this. This is the first time it looks like they're staying in it. Yep, 2-3 zone matching up a little bit.
Sheldon Williams gets a rest. Here's the jumper from Reddick. That's off the mark. McRoberts can't quite control it. Tip touch last by Georgetown.
That's a smart play by McRoberts. Tapped it into Cook in order to go out of bounds. Hey, I'm going to watch something right here. They look like it was a 2-3 zone. I'm not so sure we're not seeing a box and 1.
Now let's take a look. Reddick is 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. McRoberts out. Williams back in. It is a box, a diamond and 1. It looks like it. Here's Reddick up and under. Nope.
Ooh, over the back.
Yes, it was.
Terrific job that time not to pick up the foul.
Hell ball, possession arrow goes to Duke. Near the end of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team to honor their determination and outstanding play. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Chevy, an American Revolution. Here's Reddick. Daryl Owens has it, and Owens makes contact.
It's hard to tell right now, but I believe they're in either a diamond in one or a box in one on Reddick. Because we haven't seen any passing, it's hard to tell, but Reddick taking advantage by putting the ball on the floor.
Well, the Duke senior class, 75% of their total points, 58% of the rebounds. It's Reddick and Williams and Melchione and Dockery, and each of the quartet plays a significant role. Here's J.J. Reddick. How about that? Now his free throw percentage, Billy, was in the 90s for his career, but that's the 17th miss this season.
Well, to put it in perspective, all of last year he missed 13. Now there's a reason for that, Brandon. I'll tell you what I think the reason is. He works so hard to get the ball offensively and runs through so many screens as opposed to what he was as a freshman and sophomore. He was a standstill shooter. But I think that wear and tear takes off some of that free throw shooting. He's still shooting almost 87%, so it's not bad. But I think that is that slight difference.
There's a foul called on Duke's Sean Dockery. Well, J.J. Reddick win over Clemson the other day. Was 12 of 16 in that game from the free throw line. That one really got everybody's attention.
Well, that's the first time in his career he's ever missed 4 free throws in the same game.
Back outside now, Georgetown, 6:50 to go first half. Jonathan Wallace looks for the screen from Green. Dockery, oh, beautiful, wow, oh.
That's the move that Dockery likes to employ. Good job by Wallace. How often yesterday, and again, I love to watch teams implement in the game what they do in practice. And Georgetown worked on that very maneuver for a long time yesterday.
Williams has to call timeout after he regained possession of the ball. And Sheldon Williams showing just a touch of being frustrated. How about Wallace?
There's the reverse.
Billy, the up-to-date Atlantic Coast Conference standings.
Well, here's something. Boston College and Wake Forest, who were expected to be up this way, and Miami, a club that was expected to be down this way. Look at how much that has changed.
Back to play now. Williams with the inbounds. Paulus, Williams, Melchione, J.J. Reddick, and Dockery on the floor for Duke.
Straight man to man.
From the corner. Dockery off the mark. Here's the run out. Wallace all by himself.
And what caused that run? You've got Reddick down on the baseline with a pass, Dockery down on the baseline for the shot. Therefore, you had no guards back defensively. Good job by Bowman to recognize that and take advantage.
Entry pass denied. Georgetown wanted to run. They do not have the numbers. See if they go to the half-court set. They'll bring it back outside. Jonathan Wallace, a sophomore. And there's Reddick getting in the way of the pass inside. Williams scoops it off the floor. 27-23. Reddick. Not there.
Taking it to fall, and Williams was not down the court. He had fallen on the other end. Normally is the guy that would put that one back in.
Georgetown 11-4.
I think Green ought to take Williams off the dribble. Does it with a backboard.
Think Pete Carrill is smiling right now?
Absolutely. And what you're finding right now, Melchione, Williams, and in the case of Reddick have all been beaten badly on backdoor cuts.
There's Duke, a 9-1 Georgetown run. Reddick. Penetration. And a foul is called, and Reddick's going to go to the line, and Reddick is frustrated.
Well, what Reddick is doing, and this is smart on his part, he is trying to get to that foul line, whether he makes the shot or not. He knows there's going to be contact. Here we go again, though. When he goes to the line now, he's going after incredible physical effort to get to the line. That takes away that opportunity to be so good at the free throw line.
He'll shoot one more.
Be kind of like a guy who can make him in the playground just by standing there. Run a mile and then shoot the free throws. Doesn't have the same touch.
Wow. That's the 5th time this year that J.J. Reddick has missed at least 2 free throws in a game. 5 times this season. Now here's Jeff Green.
I like this matchup. Green
too strong with a shot, but chases down the ball.
Green is a true 6'9" and can handle that ball. Nice cut again.
Wallace and Darrell Owens. The lead is back to 7. It was 10 at 18-8, and now they've really ignited the enthusiasm of this crowd. Reddick picked up by Ashanti Cook. Melchione.
Nobody under.
Another rebound for Georgetown.
Nobody under for rebounding on the offensive end. As I said, Duke gets out-rebounded by their opponents. Won a game.
Almost stolen by Dockery. Back into the hands of Ashanti Cook. Entry pass. Wallace Williams from behind. Up and under. Jeff Green.
I tell you, I think Mike Krzyzewski has got to go zone. He doesn't like to go zone, but he is not matching up well at all against this Georgetown club. Particularly when Georgetown goes small without Hibbert, because Green is big enough, shockingly to me, to play Williams inside.
Melchione being harassed in the corner. Now Paulus, there's the trap, and a foul is called. Foul is called on Jonathan Wallace. 33-24. Georgetown with the lead as time is called. All right, Gus, and one of those two remaining is trailing in this game, Billy, our singular raising the bar game analysis.
Well, that bullseye syndrome, let's go back to that. Mike Krzyzewski, as I said, the all-time leader, taking his team 13 times to the #1 position. That takes over John Wooden, who was at 12, so the all-time leader. But Georgetown is not in any way in awe of this club. Primarily, and as I pointed out early in the game, their terrific record on the road earlier this year against outstanding competition. When you go to play at Illinois, you go at Connecticut, you play people of that magnitude and play well, West Virginia, and you know you can play against good teams, and they're certainly showing it now. I think the key to this game so far to me has been when Green is on Williams, he has been able to hold his own, giving Hibbert an opportunity to get a rest. Williams is 1 for 5, only has 2 points in this ball game. Terrific testimony to what Green's been able to do.
Well, Hibbert is back on the floor now, number 55, and he is matched up against Sheldon Williams. Here's Paulus, a little too strong. Hibbert with a rebound.
And a nice block out by Hibbert. He had inside position. That 7-2 frame and all that work he's done in the summer to get stronger really helped him.
The last time a Georgetown team knocked off the #1 team in the country, you got to go back 21 years. It was against St. John's. They were ranked 1 and 2 at the time. In the corner, here's Darrell Owens.
That was the famous sweater game, which John Thompson put on the sweater against Louis Carnesecca after St. John's had beaten Georgetown down here at the Cap Center.
Here's Reddick from outside. That quiets the crowd for the moment.
Surprisingly, Reddick has been open on 3 occasions for wide open 3-point shots. And here is Duke. Let's take a look at the defense. Zone defense. It had to come. Mike Krzyzewski realizes his club just did not match up. And here they are in a zone defense.
Mark the time. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Long jumper.
Whoa! Over McRoberts comes Cook. Now, if you're going to go zone, Duke will have to be patient with it.
At the inside, McRoberts cannot get the shot to fall. Georgetown's offense, Billy.
Well, they've got it from so many different areas. There's the beautiful sit-down bounce pass and the cut. Here's Green using the rim to take away Williams' shot blocking, cross-court passing, and another good cut inside. Georgetown has shown that they are a well-drilled club. We saw it yesterday in practice. These guys worked, they concentrated, and they're really taking it to Duke so far in this ballgame.
Substitutions now. Melchione back on for Sean Dockery. And for the Hoyas of Georgetown, Jesse Sapp, number 21, a true freshman, is on the floor. McRoberts only 51% from the line for the season. He shoots his second.
Duke is holding teams from the three-point range to 25%. But in the zone, that won't be quite as effective. And here's the 4th time today Reddick has had a wide-open shot.
A foul is called on Duke on the loose ball. Coming up on Singular at the half, Gus Johnson and Seth Davis get you caught up on all the action going on today in college basketball. Greg Gumbel and the NFL Today crew will preview tomorrow's AFC Championship game between the Steelers and the Broncos from Denver. That's all coming up on Singular at the half.
And Duke does stay in the zone. They're matching up in the zone. Williams is playing down under the basket.
Here's Sapp. Entry pass underneath. Green blocked by McRoberts, and he draws the foul. Well, you saw Gus's report that Pittsburgh knocked off by St. John's. That leaves 2, and Florida's got Tennessee today.
Probably the toughest test that they've had so far this year because they've played a relatively weak schedule. Tennessee has played some outstanding games this year. We know that they beat Texas, so that will be a tough test for Florida. We may be in a situation, Vernon, like tomorrow morning, and then there were 0. Green hits the free throw.
McRoberts out, Dockery on. So it's Dockery, Melchione, Reddick, Williams, and Paulus for the Blue Devils. Jeff Green.
Well, I mentioned when these two teams played here 2 years ago, it was all Duke, 24-point lead at halftime. That won't be the case today, obviously.
Paulus.
Paulus had some good luck with Wallace going to the basket.
Back outside, Dockery has it.
Smart job by Cook that time not to leave Reddick.
1 minute to go. They try the back door. Little alley-oop for Williams, and there was Jeff Green.
Green again. Vern, he is a true 6'9" and did an excellent job anticipating that pass. Williams can't handle him out there.
Gets control back. 37 seconds to go. There's a whistle.
Paulus on the foul.
This Georgetown team last year 19-13 in John Thompson III's first year. He was on in place of the longtime assistant here, Craig Eschrick, who replaced John Thompson Jr. There's John III, his brother Ronnie, who's on Stan Heath's staff at Arkansas, is also a visitor in town yesterday. It was kind of surreal, Billy, wasn't it? At practice, you look down at John, there's John Jr. He was watching practice, and among the red shirts on the bench now, Patrick Ewing Jr.
Very interesting. And it was so funny to hear John, former John, there you see Patrick Jr., but talking about how his sons used to come to practice. And Dad, why did you do this? Why did you do that? He said, it's so much fun now to go to the practice and after games to ask them those same questions. And he's not going to have anything but accolades to say about Georgetown's basketball performance in his first half. 27
years, the head coach at Georgetown. They won a national championship under that man in 1984.
And remember, the last time Duke was in here, they won the ACC tournament just last year. They're 4-0 in this building, having beaten Georgetown and then, as I said, won the ACC tournament here last year. So they've had good luck.
Less than a second differential. Shot clock in game 5. Paulus, they're looking for Reddick on the curl. He's followed by Owens. There's the double team. Sheldon Williams can't get it.
Nice step through, but a good job by Green.
For the last shot, threw it away.
Not a bad idea. Thought he had a cutter.
Hoyas hit 67% from the field. 42-28. Georgetown. Let's go to Gus Johnson and Seth Davis in New York with Singular at the half.
Georgetown University, a home for learning, faith, and service in the Jesuit tradition.
The West Virginia University Mountaineers have come into Atlanta, Georgia, and they have captured the 72nd Sugar Bowl.
Spins on the left side, fading away, firing three-pointer. It's over! It's over! The Orange have won it! Syracuse has won the national championship!
Three times a champion, UConn wins the NCAA women's title
That's not a graphical mistake. Georgetown leads by 14 points.
CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep you ever got with a cold, medicine. And by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection.
Jam-packed MCI Center in Washington, D.C. Georgetown leading by 14. Let's take a look at our Gatorade first half stats.
Well, points in the paint, and a lot of those were not the typical low post moves. These were backdoor cuts, and terrific job. 3-point field goals, Georgetown staying right with them. As a matter of fact, as well as Duke plays against the three, Georgetown's doing exceptionally well. Leading scorers, Redick with 18, but I think one of the things really interesting here, Duke, as we talked about, a team that turns the ball over against their opponents all the time on the defensive end of the floor. Of the 16 field goals that Georgetown had in the first half, 14 came off of turnovers. Came off of assists. Terrific job on their point. 14 assists, only 6 turnovers for Georgetown.
Duke picks it up defensively, man-to-man to open the second half. Jeff Green trying to shake Sheldon Williams. And here is Jeff Green. Back outside, 14-point lead. Ashanti Cook, he's guarded by Paulus. And there's Green with Williams. Little soft baby hook.
Great job. I really love Green's patience today when he handles the ball and when he gets the ball on the low post. He's not forcing anything. Here comes the double team from the weak side.
And
Steps.
traveling.
Terrific job by Bowman, rushing right at Williams. Wasting no time at all.
Sheldon Williams against Maryland had only the 3rd triple-double in the history of Duke basketball. Art Heyman and Gene Banks, the others. Today, he's 1 for 6 from the field, 4 rebounds and 2 turnovers.
Look at what Georgetown's doing. They're spreading it out even more, knowing they've been able to do a great job with their backdoor cuts. There's another one.
This time, the ball taken away.
Bad pass.
Yes, it was.
Very bad pass when you're this far behind in the game.
3-on-2 in the corner. Jonathan Wallace for 3. Williams with a rebound.
Georgetown, pretty good defensive balance, getting back. Not a bad shot to take when you've got this kind of lead, but that was a bad pass to throw when you have this kind of deficit by Paulus, who normally makes better judgments.
Ball in the hands of Sean Dockery. Here's the entry pass. Sheldon Williams tries to go baseline. They triple team him. And the shot from the corner is good by Melchione.
Well, Williams has to realize that what's happening is weak side help in the double down by Georgetown, so he's going to have to throw the ball opposite from where it came, and somebody will be wide open for the jumper.
A 3 cut the margin to 13. We played just about 2 minutes in the second half. Now Brandon Bowen. Here's Ashanti Cook. Ball denied by Sheldon Williams, but it will be Georgetown's to throw in.
Nice job by Williams fighting over the top. That entry pass came from probably a little bit too far out for a guy that plays defense like Williams, the National Defender of the Year last year.
6 times in the history of Duke basketball, the National Defensive Player has come from the Duke Blue Devils. And Sheldon Williams picks up the foul. That's his 2nd.
Here you see Duke inside, but there's the double down and almost a triple. Pass inside. There's where Melchione tried to use the rim, didn't hit it. Redick goes inside, can't finish. Nice job by Georgetown. Not a great shot blocking team. As a matter of fact, at the bottom of the Big East in shot blocking, because they play position defense. They stay on the floor, use their bodies well.
Well, for much of this game, they've gone with Jeff Green against Sheldon Williams. Roy Hibbert, the 7-2 center, has not really been a factor in this one because Green is playing so well in that spot.
He is, and as I said at the opening tap, it shocked me when I saw that he is actually taller than Sheldon Williams. Here's Green from way outside.
Does not get the roll. Here comes Paulus, the freshman point guard. J.J. Redick, catch and release, no.
On it quick on that shot.
Moving a little to his right as he went up in the air. From the corner, Cook, no. Rebound, Green, yes!
I tell you what, that young man is tough to handle inside with his size. We said co-rookie of the year last year in the Big East, having a tremendous game on both ends of the floor.
Dockery penetrates, kicks it back outside. Paulus is open, got it to fall.
That's a good pass that time by Redick, who took a little quicker shot the last time down the floor. That time gave it up to a teammate with a far better shot.
Now here's the switch as Williams comes out. There's Green. They find him finally. There he is.
What was Redick thinking about? Williams got caught on the switch. You cannot leave a man wide open inside. Bad defensive breakdown that time by Redick. Knows better as a senior.
Jeff Green, 13 points. The kick out after the penetration. Melchione, no. Williams, good job of getting position. Dockery, no. Melchione, and a foul is going to be called on Georgetown.
And there we had the same thing, Vern. A Georgetown team leaving the man with the ball wide open. You can't do that.
48-34, first foul on the senior Brandon Bowman. 16:24 to go.
So after 3.5 minutes, Georgetown's actually increased the lead.
Nice pass.
Tough shot.
And a miss. Rebound Melchione. So Duke with another chance.
Williams was caught right in between a dunk and a layup on the board.
Billy Williams is 1 for 7 from the field.
Credit the great job by Green on him.
Here's Redick backing in. Double comes on the dribble. The shot and a free throw.
Oh, is he going to call that offensive? Let's see.
No.
No, okay.
No. 15:59 to go. Redick will be at the free throw line when we come back.
Vern, I want you to watch the lonesome Hoya. Green is going to come down into this area. When he does, watch what happens to Redick and Melchione on the pass to the inside. Green goes down, Melchione and Redick go in opposite directions. Easy basket, big breakdown mentally for two senior players who should know better.
Jonathan Wallace picked up his third foul on that last basket by J.J. Redick. Redick at the free throw line for the season, 86%, 2 of 4 today. 3 of 5.
A little full court pressure, man-to-man, but the good guard play so far of Georgetown's not had any problems with it.
John Thompson leaves Jonathan Wallace on the floor with 3 fouls. Here's Green, kick it out, Brandon Bowman.
Great decision by Green. Instead of driving out of control and picking up the charge, kicks outside. He is having a tremendous game, mentally and physically.
Numbers are down this year from those he posted as, but it's explained because he's not playing that number 5 position now. Here's Redick with another 3.
You know, I think that Georgetown does a lot better when the taller man is on Redick, like Bowman, like Owens. He shoots right over the top of Wallace.
Lead is now 11 as Duke tries. Oh, there it is again. And the foul's on Williams. That's his third. Visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a complete wrap-up of all today's action. Watch video highlights and get in-depth analysis from our team of experts only at CBSSportsline.com.
One of the reasons that I was talking about Duke going zone, they have not done anything to stop those backdoor cuts. Now they find themselves with Williams with 3 fouls, and he's going to stay in the game, which kind of surprised me. A lot of time left, 15:09.
Sheldon Williams still on the floor. Now here's Jesse Sapp, the freshman. Darrell Owens, number 20, the 6th man, is on the floor as well. And Brandon Bowman. Out to guard him.
Yeah, he'll have problems. He had problems with Eftim off of NC State the other day, guarding him out there. Green.
Yes! Oh, he's doing it every way you possibly can.
We're talking about a guy who's shooting 28% from three, stepping out, making life miserable for the nation's #1 defender.
Mac Roberts answers with a soft baby hook, but the lead is 12 with 14:25 to go.
And Duke has not been able to get it under single digits. Good move here. Go to Green. Try to get Williams to pick up his fourth. He's aggressive.
And the foul is going to, oh, timeout is called.
Great timeout by John Thompson. Great timeout, because he knows if they don't get Williams out of the game here, he's going to set up something for Green, and they'll get Williams out.
Hoyas lead by 12, and the unquestioned star thus far, Jeff Green.
He has had an outstanding game. 16 points. He's 7-11 from the floor. On the other end of the floor, Williams is 1 for 7 in field goals, 2 points and only 6 rebounds, 3 fouls, and had to come out of the ball game. So on both ends of the floor, Jeff Green has been truly great today.
And Roberts will guard him. Let's see if they've got this set up for Jeff Green. Here's Bowman. Melchione has him. Spread the floor. And now Jesse Sapp comes outside. 5 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper, Bowman, nope. And
what a rebound.
Cook. Out of bounds. Georgetown ball, Ashanti Cook, the senior out of Inglewood, California. Great effort.
What a rebound.
And a fresh 35. There's Green. Backdoor cut. This one doesn't work. But
Oh, it's a hold.
That's why it didn't work.
Yep, they call a hold. Again, Green being so patient with his passing at the top of the key. Gets that ball with 2 hands. He's made excellent judgments.
And a concerned Mike Krzyzewski looks on. His team last led in this game 22-20. Cook off the dribble. Jumper.
Yes, he took Dockery, who's normally a pretty good defender, against that dribble.
Back to a 14-point lead.
Georgetown now building on this lead. Bigger man Owens now on Reddick. Good move by Georgetown.
Paulus splits the difference and lays it off the glass. Full court pressure. Ashanti Cook. Followed by Dockery. Reach from behind. And Green can't handle the bounce pass.
Now McRoberts is going to be asked to play some sustained minutes here against a very outstanding player. It's going to be interesting to see what the freshman can do.
There's Paulus with the underside of the backboard. Owens at the other end. They didn't spot him, so they'll slow it down and bring it across the timeline.
And you know what Owens has done? He's basically blanketed Reddick, who has not touched the ball here in the last 3 times down floor.
Timeout called. Georgetown, their lead is 12. Goodwin here in Washington. Goodwin coming up in Los Angeles. 12th ranked West Virginia against 18th ranked UCLA, or some of you will see Mississippi State against Vanderbilt. The second game of our college doubleheader on our 25th road to the Final Four.
One of those intersectional matchups which really plays heavy come NCAA tournament selection Sunday. You take a Big East team against a Pac-10 team. Could have a lot to do with what you think of the respective strengths of those 2 conferences.
Ben Howland at UCLA, his former Pittsburgh team, lost its first today. Backdoor cut. How do you do?
Perfect set down on the pass by Green. He has been sensational today in every area of the game.
Reddick being denied by Owens. Reach around foul.
The object, if you're Owens, is just to stay in front of Reddick. Don't try to steal the ball from him.
That's the first foul for the senior Darrell Owens. And a substitution now. Jonathan Wallace is back on for Ashanti Cook. Non-shooting foul. That's only the 3rd team foul. Both teams with 3 as we near the 12-minute mark remaining. Look inside. Sheldon Williams back on the floor. He rested for 2 minutes with those 3 fouls. Now here's Reddick, and again it's Owens defending him.
And over to Bowman. See, so they've got a real nice matchup there. 2 big men on Reddick.
He tries to split the 2, and he will go through the line.
That is something you never saw from J.J. Reddick in his first 2 years at Duke. Now he goes to that basket. The young man's in incredible condition. He has become not only a great shooter, but a great scorer, and there is a difference.
And Reddick goes back to the line. 26 points. He's only a half-point shy of his season per-game average. Number 3 in the country, Adam Morrison of Gonzaga, is number 1, just above 28 points per game.
Yeah, you know, and Morrison might not be quite the pure shooter of Reddick, but he's another guy who is a shooter and a scorer. And it is amazing when you've got that combination. You're so tough to defend.
Georgetown beats the pressure. Jonathan Wallace comes back outside. Under 12 to go.
When the ball's in Green's hands, Georgetown's in great shape. Let's see if he comes out to get it.
Comes out to set the screen. Darrell Owens. Oh. Green gets it back. He was there underneath. Got it.
When the ball is in Green's hands, Georgetown is in great shape. He has been something today.
Simply superb. Jeff Green, the sophomore from nearby Hyattsville, Maryland.
I see a little frustration and panic in Duke's play right now.
That foul deep inside is called on Green. That's his 3rd.
CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by Mazda, always the soul of a sports car. T. Rowe Price, mutual funds, IRAs, college savings. Invest with confidence. And by Cisco. There's a new way of doing business, and it's powered by Cisco.
Back in Washington with a reminder, Monday catch a new generation of comedy when Jenna Elfman comes to CBS and Courting Alex on TV's #1 night of comedy right here on CBS, America's #1 network.
Vern, you talked about Duke being undefeated. You remember back that 92 team that was #1 ranked. Their first loss was against the University of North Carolina. That particular year, they stayed at #1 that entire year and eventually won the national championship. Obviously, that undefeated record is really in jeopardy here.
That 92 team was 17-0 when they lost their first. Here's Paulus, got the basket to fall, and he'll go to the line.
Gutty player who realizes that drive's been available all day long. He took Wallace early in the ball game, taking it right to the hoop using his left hand.
Jonathan Wallace picks up his 4th. Now here, by percentage, is the #1 free throw shooter on the Duke team. Greg Paulus, 87% for the season, 35 of 40 now, including that free throw. And the lead is 10. It's not been in single digits since late first half.
Huge possession right here for Georgetown. They've got to keep this thing up above 10, keep that working margin.
Wallace stays on the floor with 4 fouls. Williams, that's going to be his 4th.
Second time today, Cook has split the hedge defensive move by Duke. Remember, right early in the ball game, he split it with the dribble. That time, he took it right through and picked up the foul.
Sheldon Williams, by and large, ineffective today. His only field goal of the game came with 10:37 to go in the first half.
Well, I really like what Coach Thompson did here. He took Green out to sit him down, knowing Williams would not brings Hibbert, who's been no factor in this ball game, obviously rested, but now he wants Green on that bench for a little rest while Williams is out. Nice tactical move.
Here's Hibbert. 7'2" sophomore. Brandon Bowman goes by Milchione. Up and off the glass and in.
Now, without the shot blocker in there, Bowman does the smart thing.
At the other end of the floor, here's Paulus, Reddick, Hibbert, and Hibbert tried to avoid it.
Yeah, well, Paula, you found there Reddick realizing the big man's on him. Put it right on the floor, draw the foul.
That is a 17 foul, so that will send Reddick to the line for the 1-and-1. Sheldon Williams, 1 of 7, 6 rebounds, 4 fouls. J.J. Reddick, 4 of 6 at the free throw line.
When these teams played here in 04, Williams was 12 for 15, 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 blocks in 25 minutes. So way off that total today.
See St. John's over Pittsburgh today. Florida, Tennessee laying later. Michigan State huge over Iowa. And how about North Dakota State at Wisconsin? That is only the 4th loss at home at the Kohl Center for Bo Ryan's team since he took over as head coach.
And a couple of those against #1 teams in the country. Illinois beat him in there.
I believe off the top of my head they're 68-4 at home now. And we near the 10-minute mark. Oh, wow!
Cook used Paulus with a crossover dribble. Wide open.
Melchione had a great look at that one. There's Ashanti Cook for the rebound. And Georgetown, Jesse Sapp, number 21, the freshman, will find Darrell Owens, number 20, the senior. Melchione.
I like Owens on Melchione. Just too quick for him.
Rejected by McRoberts. At the other end, Dockery. Dunk. Timeout after the basket called by Duke. 9 minutes, 31 seconds. Get a sense we're headed for a heck of a finish. Tomorrow, the NFL on CBS shows off the AFC Championship. Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers take on Jake Plummer and the Broncos for a trip to Motown. The excitement begins with Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer, a special edition of the NFL Today. Caught a glimpse of Greg and the guys. Looked like they were snow removal forces in effect in Denver.
Vern, I talked to players over the years. The great 57 team from Carolina was undefeated, came into Washington, D.C., played at Maryland. Looked like they were going to lose as the game was going down the wire. Frank McGuire said, we've lost this one. We'll get ready for the next one. And the players, Tommy Kearns among them, said, no, we can win this game. And they came back and pulled the game out and remained undefeated. Let's see if there's somebody from this Duke team can make that kind of commitment.
There's the freshman, and McRoberts with the block on Edgerson. And he altered the next shot, and this one will be Georgetown's ball. But this is a #1 team in the country trying to claw its way back now. 9:20 to go on the road against a Georgetown team, Billy, that has played superbly today.
Well, Green's back in the game. He's the man that's led this charge for Georgetown all day long. McRoberts is on him with Williams out of the game. Green got a nice little rest there.
John Thompson III in his second season here. What a key victory this would be to reestablish Georgetown as a force. 19-13 under Thompson last year, having gone 13-15 the year before, the first losing record since 1973.
Well, he did something that undefeated Pitt wasn't able to do. He went into St. John's and won a ball game. So you can see this team, as we said early on, battle-tested on the road this year, playing extremely well.
Ashanti Cook will throw it back. Green. McRoberts is back there now.
Got the numbers.
Got the numbers for the moment. They'll bring it back outside. There's Green. McRoberts in the corner. Ashanti Cook takes it strong. The freshman, Edgerson, had a great block out and position underneath. It's a 12-point game. Sapp with a foul. Undefeated teams in Division I, Duke and Florida.
And Florida at Tennessee, as we said, their toughest game to date. They have not played the kind of schedule that some of the other teams that were undefeated had played up to this point. Interesting to see what Billy Donovan's young team can do there.
Well, Bruce Pearl's Tennessee team earlier this season went into Austin and knocked off the Texas Longhorns, a team we saw last week, and they are playing well now.
Well, we mentioned Tennessee. We cannot fail to mention Pat Ed Summitt, who won her 900th game this week. One of the great coaches, forget about men or women, one of the great coaches in the history of this game. Tremendous coach and leader of players.
900, and the all-time leader in men's coaching victories, of course, Dean Smith, North Carolina, 879. Here's Green, tracked by Dockery.
Doesn't make any difference. Dockery on Green. Cook's got to recognize this. Before, well, the switch takes
now they
place.
switch.
Nice job by McRoberts.
McRoberts almost shoved Dockery out of the way. 9 on the shot clock. There's the backdoor cut. Green did not see Ederson timeout called with the shot clock at 5.
First time today that Green hadn't been able to pivot his way out of trouble.
No timeout. Beg your pardon.
McRoberts is listed at 6'10". I think Green's every bit the same size. Tough shot, could go.
It does not. Reddick loses the rebound, but it goes to McRoberts. Here comes Duke with a chance to carve this margin to single digits.
I'd get the ball to Reddick.
And he's stripped. Ederson left side. Sapp. There's Owens in the cut. They'll bring it back outside. Hard foul as he went for the ball. And he takes Jeff Green down.
And how about that? Nice piece of sportsmanship. Lifts him up off the floor.
No intent to harm. He was just going for the ball.
Absolutely. Two players just playing hard.
J.J. Redick has been more than half the offense today.
As I pointed out, Vern, earlier in the game, why is Reddick's free throw shooting off a little bit?
Right.
It's because of those kind of efforts now as a senior, compared to being relatively a passive outside shooter as a freshman and sophomore.
J.J. Redick, for the 7th time this season, is above 30 points. He's got 31 right now. Here's Bowman. Green guarded by McRoberts. Sheldon Williams sits with 4 fouls. Melchione, they threw it away. There's Reddick. Green is there, and a free throw.
Left-handed shot and used his body to shield Green's attempt for the block. Some play. Watch how he uses his body here to shield Green. Body, left hand, great play.
He's at the line when we return. All right, Gus, here it's an 8-point game with Reddick going to the free throw line. Billy, the game summary thus far?
Well, this points in the paint for Georgetown and not low post scoring by Hibbert. This is backdoor cutting by the Georgetown team. Tremendous balance today. 4 players in double figures. Williams back in the ball game now. Green and Hibbert on the bench.
Green sits with his 4th foul. And J.J. Reddick completes the old-fashioned 3-point play. Reddick with another big game. He's got 34 of Duke's 59 points.
This is as close as Duke's been in a long, long time. From behind, Dockery, sloppy defensive play.
Tried to slap the ball loose from behind, picked up the foul. That is the 6th foul on Duke, so we're still not in the bonus.
In the scouting report, if you're playing against Cook, you know you can't use that slap from the back because Cook dribbles the ball low to the floor and is very good at crossover dribbles. So the bad move by Dockery.
Here is Amadou Kilkenny Jow on the floor for the first time, replacing Green. Hibbert stays on the floor. Jow, a walk-on senior, 6'9", 240.
Just trying to steal some minutes for Green to get back in a ball game. There is that split of the hedge.
Brandon Bowman guarded by Melchione, 15 on the shot clock. 7:08 to go. The lead is 7. Up and under, short. And Melchione grabs it for Duke in the corner.
Oh, again, Paulus for the 2nd time today throws a ball that is unnecessary. Mike Krzyzewski cannot believe it. And you don't want to read his words on that one.
No, no, no. You don't. We are not going to answer the question that he just asked.
No. And then Paulus picks up a cheap foul. But Paulus, twice in this ball game, tried to make the home run play when you look at time and score, the wrong time to try it. Young man leading the ACC in assists. Last guy to do that was Ed Cota, who led the league 4 times in assists and became the 3rd all-time leading assist man in NCAA history. Of course, Bobby Hurley of Duke is the all-time leader, but did not lead the conference as a freshman in assists.
Now Paulus picks up the foul, his 3rd, and Jonathan Wallace, 79% for the season. Used it all, and shoots one more.
Georgetown way behind Duke in his second half free throw shooting. Duke was 7 for 7, now 8 for 8. Now you have Georgetown 1 for 1, so neither team has missed a free throw in the second half.
68-59, under 7 to play. Paulus
Wide open.
Open for the 3, doesn't take it. Kilkenny Jow picks up the foul.
Kenny turns around to his team and said, "Why am I guarding him?" He got caught in the mismatch.
Now Mike Krzyzewski's going to make a move, and Jamal Boykin, the well-muscled freshman out of California, getting ready to come on the floor.
What this is going to be about is trying to steal some minutes for Williams at 6:45, still within striking distance. Does not want his center to pick up another foul, so Williams going to come out. Interesting strategy by both coaches. They're right on top of their games. That Green sitting over there very patiently.
Paul is perfect at the free throw line this trip. And again, it's a 7-point game.
Still, neither team has missed a free throw in this second half. Melchione goes down. Ran into Bowman over here.
Yeah. And gets up gingerly.
We know that Duke, of course, with the injury to DeMarcus Nelson, they really hurt in that forward position. So Melchione would really hurt him if he had 2 down at that 1 position.
And as Lee Melchione heads to the bench, let's check the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Georgetown with 40 points in the paint, Duke 22. Get complete game stats at CBSSportsline.com.
And that forced Mike Krzyzewski to have Williams still back out on the floor.
And John Thompson counters with Roy Hibbert. He comes back on the floor, so Kilkenny Jow is on the bench. Let's set the lineups for Georgetown right now. It's Wallace playing with 4 fouls, Ashanti Cook, Darrell Owens, here's Bowman, and Roy Hibbert.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea to get that ball into Hibbert one time with Williams on him and see if he could just pick up another foul.
Roy Hibbert, the 7'2" sophomore. Quiet factor in this game. And a foul is called. Ashanti Cook is going to go to the free throw line.
That's Doherty reaching in when Cook was going to take a bad shot. Probably not a wise foul.
Dockery picks up his 3rd. 68-61. Top-ranked Duke going after their 18th victory to open the season. If they accomplish it, it will be the first time in school history. Georgetown jumped out to an 18-8 lead in the first half. Duke came back, took a 22-20 lead, and then it was Georgetown to the break, and they've led since.
Georgetown with 4 players in double figures today. On the year, they have 2 in double figures. Hibbert, their leading scorer, but they have 6 men that average almost 9 or better points a game. So good distribution.
6:10 to go. Hibbert with a switch on Reddick. Hurries back inside. Sheldon Williams on the floor. Dockery off the glass and good with the penetration.
I think Cook hurt himself now. Has a slight cramp. He's limping.
Ashanti Cook grimaces as he comes across the timeline without the ball. And Jesse Sapp getting ready to come on for him. 5:40. 5-second call.
Oh, that really hurt, having Cook not being able to come back for the ball. He's cramping up a little.
J.J. Reddick in the second half, Billy.
Well, there you see him driving and giving up his body. We saw him do that on the fast break as well. There's that patented fadeaway jumper of his. And right now, he's got Owens on him, looking for another shot.
34 points in the game already. Little pick and roll, and Williams will go to the line. He's fouled by Bowman.
Not a bad foul there by Bowman. Take away the 2, put Williams on the line where he is a decent free throw shooter at 75%. Duke is a team #1 in their conference, shooting 76% as a team.
Williams with 4 fouls at the line. Jeff Green getting ready to come back on the floor. And Williams will shoot one more. Here is Jeff Green, number 32, replacing Roy Hibbert.
Well, he stole some minutes, did John Thompson, with Green, and gave him a nice rest. But he's got to be careful now not to pick up that cheap foul.
This would pull Duke within 6. Doesn't happen.
And that's why Bowman's foul was a very smart play. Don't give that dunk. They can go the line and earn it.
Here's Bowman. Melchione back on the floor. Battle for the boards, and it comes down in the hands of Sheldon Williams.
Had to question that shot. You've got Green back in the ball game. Get the ball in his hands at the top of the key. Look for some backdoor cuts.
5 to go.
Oh, what a block!
Chased down by Sheldon Williams. Stripped by Sapp. At the other end, Bowman, Melchione back. Count the basket. Send him to the line.
Second time today that Sapp has stripped on the drive a play and led to the good break. Terrific play by Georgetown. There's Bowman on a tremendous block on one end of the floor and a good breakaway on the other.
Brandon Bowman, not a great free throw shooter. He's 64% for the season, and he's at the line now with 4:47 to go.
And Duke gets it down to 6, and then the breakaways take place when it looked like an easy layup for Duke. This young man with a tremendous block.
Into the hands of Paulus. 4:45 remaining. Redick, good defense. Touch last by Georgetown.
You notice how much better Georgetown is when they have Bowman or Owens on Redick. They have enough size to take away his jump shot. When Wallace gets on him or Cook, he's looking for the jumper.
Kenny Jow back on the floor. Redick, beautiful.
And there was a case. Bowman got caught behind the screen. That young man is some shooter, isn't he?
Timeout Duke. Redick with 37 points. 6-point game, 4:36 to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Team fouls 9 and 11. And the possession arrow against Duke. Billy, we saw J.J. Redick score 41 this season against Texas.
He does not play well on CBS. he just doesn't bring it on CBS.
I will say this, he had to work a little harder today for his 37 than he did then for his 41.
I would agree. This has been a real battle. He's had to give up his body, go into the basket a lot today. Against Texas, he had a lot of open looks.
Steal by Redick. Rejected. The basket is up and good. Boykin.
Left hand play. Redick with a great play inside.
At the other end, here's Bowman. Gets by Melchione for 2. And Duke counters. 4:14 to go. Undefeated Duke. Redick.
Oh, he pulled back. He's shown the full arsenal here. There is a foul.
Offensive foul.
Cook pushed off on Dockley. Huge play.
Foul on Ashanti Cook.
Now here comes Williams back in the game. Mike Krzyzewski trying to go Boykin in, get Williams on the offensive end, and not have him play on the defensive end. Great college basketball game.
My goodness, 4:06 to go. Last Duke lead was at 22-20 midway through the first half. They trailed by 14 at the break. They've clawed themselves back into this one. They are within 4. Redick, Williams, Melchione, Paulus, and Dockery on the floor. Here's Williams. His second field goal of the game.
Well, you see, Green could not afford to go and attack him defensively. Cook back in the ballgame. Georgetown really missed him with that slight cramp that he had. He had to sit for a while. He missed his ball handling.
Backdoor cut. Oh,
Up and under, off the glass, Jonathan Wallace.
We talk about points in the paint, fans, and that's what Georgetown has had, but they're not the typical low post moves.
Redick fights off the block. He's outside. There's the switch. It's Green who's got 4 fouls. Has to be careful. Not a danger that far out. Well, maybe.
Not a good play. We thought he could take Green, and Green held his own.
At the other end, here's Green.
Nice catch and a smart move.
Back to the half-court set. 3:10 to go. Green. Rejected by Williams. Loose ball. Timeout Duke. (76-72). Four-point Georgetown lead with 3:04 to go. Duke, 1 timeout left. Georgetown with 2. And the next foul, both teams will be in the double bonus.
And remember, Vern, early in that first half when Duke called timeouts to regain possession on what looked like held ball situation. Now they only have 1 timeout left. Duke with Williams with 4 fouls. Wallace and Green and Georgetown both have 4 fouls on it.
Redick with 39 points. They try and put the ball in his hands. He puts it on the floor.
Impatience by Duke, trying to get too much too quick. They should have gone to Williams with Kilkenny on him.
Backdoor cut. Melchione saves it for Duke. Here's Dockery. Redick spots up on the far side. Spin move, Dockery. Out of bounds. Touch last by Dockery.
Question for a senior, where is he going? Redick was wide open on the wing.
Time call. Georgetown with a 4-point lead, and they have the ball, Billy.
Well, Vern, what I think is the team that is most patient with the ball in their hands is going to win this game. Duke gave up a couple of real good possessions. Remember that throwaway by Paulus and that last one by Dockery. You cannot afford to be impatient now. So I think if you're Georgetown, keep the ball in Cook's hands and then get it to Green. Occupy as much of the clock you can and look for those backdoor cuts.
There's the run out, Ashanti Cook. Paulus will bring it back.
He was an offensive quarterback, not a defensive player. So therefore, he did a pretty good job as a defensive halfback there on that long pass.
Williams goes for the steal, got it. Here's Paulus, kicks it for Redick.
Foul on the arm.
And at the other end, here goes Owens.
Huge play. I thought Redick got hit on the arm on the jumper, but evidently not. He never saw the defender coming at him.
Redick has the ball again. 39 points for J.J. Redick. The screen set by Melchione. He kicks it out for Paulus. Under 2 to go. Stolen.
Impatience by the freshman. This will be a good lesson for Paulus when he goes back and looks at this game. He tried to push the game a little bit too quickly.
Mentioned earlier, the last time Georgetown defeated a #1 team, January 28, 1985, when they were second. They defeated St. John's. They've lost 11 in a row to top-ranked teams, including 3 last season.
You know what happened after that, too, Vern, is interesting that year. They went on to win the national championship. They won the Big East tournament, beating that same St. John's team, the great Chris Mullin clubs. Those used to be incredible battles. And remember, of course, in the Final Four semis, they beat that same St. John team. So 4 times they went up against each other that year, the 2 top teams in the country, although we know that Villanova came in there, of course, and ruined everything for them. But those 2 teams had great head-to-head battles.
1 of 2, Jeff Green.
So you got to figure the Big East back in those days was really strong, and it is right back there now with outstanding teams from top to bottom.
7-point lead here with 1:45 to go. St. John's now winners over Pittsburgh today. They defeated Louisville in their most recent game. Duke has turned it over 4 times, Billy, in their last 6 possessions. 69 seconds to go. Redick will go to the line.
Brandon Bowman with a foul.
Well, what did Mike Krzyzewski tell us yesterday in the sidelines? Going undefeated was never one of our priorities.
Right.
Getting to be a better team, getting into the NCAA tournament, and winning it all is one of their priorities.
One more for Redick. He hit 10 of 10 against North Carolina State. He's now 10 of 12 from the line in this game with 96 seconds to go. Boykin is back. Sheldon Williams will sit. He's played much of this second half with 4 fouls. This would equal his season high. That game against Texas.
Considering all the effort he's put in on both ends of the floor, and again, Georgetown goes over the top.
Here's Green.
Another smart play by Green.
Boykin chases him down. And the foul is called on Melchione, who is limping now. Remember, he was injured when he ran into Bowman earlier.
Well, I thought that Boykin should have fouled Green right away because you're trying to steal some clock here, and Green only a 52% free throw shooter. So you'd like to get him on the line as quickly as possible anytime he handles it.
He's exactly at 50% today, 2 of 4. And he shoots 2. Wow.
Five times last year, this guy was the Big East Rookie of the Week. And he is having a Player of the Week game today.
One of 2. Sheldon Williams on the rebound. Here's Redick. Spins, puts it up short. Rebound. Picked up by Georgetown. Owens back to Bowman. 2 more.
There's some seniors that tasted defeat against Duke 2 years ago. They've got to feel really good about themselves here today.
Dockery, a little runner in the lane. Timeout, Duke. That's their last. 64 seconds to go. A 6-point Georgetown lead. 1:04 to go in the ball game. Duke undefeated for the season, trying to win its 18th. Georgetown up by 6 with 1:04 to go, trying to give John Thompson III the most significant win in his year and a half for the 39-year-old head coach.
Well, we talked about Owens and Cook and Bowman, who are 3 guys that played against Duke here 2 years ago. That was just great teamwork. Nice patience by Georgetown to get themselves back in a commanding position.
A little over 15 years since they lost the last. This one, and they slipped and traveled as Bowman slipped trying to control the loose ball.
Kind of surprised that they're going for a home run here. What they need is to occupy some time.
Now Duke is out of timeouts. Amadou Kilkenny Jow is back on the floor. Jeff Green will head to the bench. So Melchione, Dockery, Paulus. Redick is down in the corner.
Guarded by Bowman. Now what you don't want to have happen if you're Georgetown to give Redick any 3 opportunity looks here.
Redick right under the basket right now. Here's Paulus. Back outside, Dockery. 51 seconds to go in the lane. Got it. It's a 4-point game.
It's still a 2-possession game because they don't get a 3 on that one.
Timeout called. Georgetown. They have trouble against the press. 48.5 to go. The margin of difference is 4. 4-point game with 48.5 to go. Duke out of timeouts. Georgetown 1 remaining, both in the double bunks.
Well, Vern, what you have if you don't get the 3-point shot when you're down 6, you're still in a 2-possession game. So Georgetown in pretty good shape right here. They've been going long over the top of this press. I think now the key is just to get the ball inbounds, force Duke to commit a foul.
It's inbounded. Ashanti Cook, and he's fouled. Ashanti Cook will go to the line and shoot 2. We began this day with 3 undefeated teams in Division I. Pittsburgh has already tasted defeat to the Johnnies of St. John's. Later this evening, undefeated Florida at Tennessee. And here, Georgetown leads undefeated Duke by 4 with 45.3 to go. Ashanti Cook, perfect today. Not with that.
Well, and you know, when he had that slight cramp and had to go out of the ball game, it really allowed Duke to get back into this thing. It took away the primary ball handler they had against the press. 73% free throw shooter on the year. That one never had a chance.
Five-point game.
Still a two-possession game. Now you can go for two.
Up and under. No!
Oh, man.
A tussle.
What is so tough for Duke there is that the basket doesn't go in, so in order to get the two back, they wasted a number of seconds. Wide open layup for Paulus.
Duke ball out of bounds, no foul call. Here's Reddick, pump fake, pulls it back outside. Bowman, Georgetown ball.
There is Bowman. We talked about that superior size, making it so tough for Reddick to get off the jumper. Bowman, 6'7", long, senior, knows how to play.
Ball in the hands of Bowman. He's fouled by Melchione.
63% free throw shooter goes to the line. Now you have an opportunity to turn it into a three-possession game if he can do the job on the free throw line. And that should about seal it if he can do it.
Brandon Bowman, 6'9" senior from Santa Monica, California. 2 of 3 at the line today.
He and high school teammates, this has to be one of their shining moments, their 4-year careers here at Georgetown. And I think good things ahead for this team, Graham. You can see this being a dangerous club come NCAA tournament time.
They've not been in the tournament since 2001. Here's Dockery. Off the glass and good, 24.5. The ball inbounded. Into the hands of Cook, stolen. Here's Paulus. Off the glass and good, 17.6 to go.
1 3-point shot away from tying this up.
Reddick fouls Bowman.
Georgetown has lost some patience right now. The object, keep that ball moving, knowing that Duke is going to want to foul anybody that touches it. As soon as you catch it, be ready to pass it.
And that puts Bowman back at the line. 22 points, 4 of 5.
This is a big, big free throw here.
Jeff Green back for the Hoyas of Georgetown.
And if you're Duke right now, I think if he misses this, put the ball in Reddick's hands, not to shoot the three, but to penetrate and kick out to a Melchione or a Dockery.
4-point game.
Huge.
Paulus has it.
Take it right to the basket.
Reddick comes back outside. Paulus, there's Green, back to Dockery. 9 seconds to go.
They want to see if it's a 2 or 3. The officials are going to take a look at this one.
So Jim Burr leads the parade over to see if he was on the line or beyond the line.
Now, he obviously ends up inside the line. And we know this young man made a 44-footer that was a 3-point shot to beat Virginia Tech. Now, where does he start from? I think he's over, isn't he?
Yep. It looked like his right foot, Billy, was on the line. Right there.
Yep, he's over the line without a problem. It's a 2. He hit that 40-footer against Virginia Tech that pulled out what looked like it was going to be a loss, but this one is a 2.
And so the Hoyas have the ball, 7.4 to go. They've got Wallace, Cook, Owens, Green.
I'd want Owens to touch this ball if I'm Georgetown. He's an 87% free throw shooter. Try to get him the ball.
Instead, it's Wallace. And for the season, Wallace, a 79%, not bad, free throw shooter.
It's always important to make sure that ball's caught by guys that can make free throws.
Today's Chevrolet players of the game, J.J. Redick from Duke, Jeff Green from Georgetown. In recognition of their determination and outstanding play, Chevy, a $1,000 contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, Chevy and American Revolution. One more.
This is the one, Vern. Because you've got 6 seconds. He makes it. Duke's out of time. He misses it, and the 3 will tie him.
They have a chance for the tie. Paulus looking for Redick. Loose ball. Georgetown wins.
Where is he going? You see Mike Krzyzewski goes right to Paulus. This is a learning experience for that freshman. Tremendous win for Georgetown.
'87-84, Georgetown goes down. More college basketball after the commercial for Billy Packer. Georgetown wins.